But there is a way to actually expose the development server to the world and make it to where we can actually view it in the browser. We just need to tell it to accept connections from all ports. And so I had to get Claude to remind me how to do this, but let me explain this command because this can be confusing. What we are basically going to do is we're going to do python manage.py run server, but we are going to tell it to accept all connections and to run on port 80. Now there's one problem with trying to run on port 80, and that is that it requires super user privileges usually. Now to do that, I am going to need to escalate to the sudo command, so super user do. But the problem I will have when I attempt to do that is that because I'm operating at that point as the super user, it's going to try to use the root user's Python, which is not this specific Python in our virtual environment. So what do we do in that case? Well, we actually tell it exactly which Python interpreter to execute this with. So we are specifying the full path of the Python interpreter that I want to use. Then we're doing manage.py, run server. We're saying accept all connections and then run on port 80. Now you definitely do not want to do this. This is a development server and not meant to be exposed to the public, but we can certainly do it one time. So now it is running on port 80. And now let me get the IP address of this machine, and then I will open up the browser and we should see the Django welcome page. And one thing I did forget to do is we need to set the allowed hosts variable in the settings.py file to run on any host. Now normally you wouldn't do this, but for this example, we are going to do this. Okay, and that did work. We are now getting the welcome page for Django 5.2, and we have successfully exposed the dev server to the internet. If anyone were to know the IP address of this machine right now and visit this, they would actually see this page.